weatherization basics, and we had two videos that accompany this presentation, but we're not going to try because we are having audio difficulties. But those two videos will also be posted along with this recorded segment. So, Chris, talk to us about home weatherization.
Okay. All right. So home weatherization. So one of the primary objectives of the HEA is to drive the adoption of weatherization as your next step. And really as one of the major first steps in your decarbonization journey. So what is weatherization? Why is it important? It's essentially upgrading the shell of the building. So insulation and air sealing, just ensuring that hot air doesn't escape in the winter, cool air isn't escaping, or hot air isn't coming in really during the summer. And so some of the benefits include, of course, lowering heating and cooling costs by up to 15%, decreasing the drafts to improve comfort and humidity control all year long, and then some additional, perhaps lesser known or lesser talked about benefits, such as minimizing outside noise for a quieter living environment, preventing allergens and pests from entering your home, and then reducing the chance of ice dams, so protecting your home from any potential damage. So there's a number of benefits where even if you're a landlord who isn't paying the utility bills your tenant is, there can still be benefits to weatherizing the property that you're the landlord for, because it helps to make your tenant's life better, not just through lower bills, but also just helping them to be more comfortable. And it's just a good way to invest in your property. So if we go to the next slide, please, we'll talk about turnkey delivery models. So weatherization in the residential programs is provided through this new approach that's considered turnkey, which the main point is to take the complexity of all these major decarbonization improvements out of the equation for customers. So customers historically may have needed to do a lot more coordinating of all the different aspects of these complex programs. So this turnkey approach is really to provide a single point of contact with a trusted, vetted vendor who will just provide everything from the initial project scoping, contractor selection, and coordination of any subcontractors, processing any instant rebates, and then also doing some QA QC. So in the visual, you see there's a home energy assessment that we talked about, and there's the weatherization part. And then from there, optimizing efficiency by going through electrification can involve a lot of moving parts, a lot of different stakeholders and contractors. And so this turnkey approach really puts it into the hand of having one person who's just really guiding you through the entire process. So if we go to the next slide, we can zoom in a little bit on the weatherization portion of this. Once again, this is one way to get these services. You can just do weatherization directly without the assessment. But generally, initially, the vendor identifies eligible opportunities through the home energy assessment. Then the vendor discusses that scope with the customer and provides the contracts for that work. If they have any health and safety issues that they need to address first, for example, and just depending on what the customer wants, they can help provide those instant incentives that are available to them, but then also facilitate the subcontracting process. And then throughout the project and afterwards, the vendor oversees installation and provides end-to-end QA as well. So the last slide, this just shows what the residential weatherization offers are. So for air sealing, it's 100% incentive for everyone. For insulation, it's 75 to 100%. So it's really just that there are certain customer segments that have historically not participated as much or need a bit more help. So we wanted to remove that cost barrier to taking these steps to benefit from weatherization and maybe heat pumps in the future. So insulation can be 75%, but then 100% for these particular customer segments like moderate income, renters, 2 to 4 family, and then those who live in designated equity communities, which we have a list of online and in the plan. And then pre-weatherization barrier repairs. So there's the standard $250 barrier evaluation that's just available for everyone. But then for certain customer segments like moderate income or rental buildings within those designated equity communities can get 100%. All right, and the next slide, and that is my presentation.
So thank you, Chris. I do have a question, and you might have mentioned it earlier with connection to the home energy assessment. But the home energy assessment, is there a cost to the customer to receive that HEA?
Yeah, no cost. I mean, that's the short answer. So no cost for a customer to participate. And as a result, you get good reports of your home and energy usage and what you can do to reduce your consumption and decarbonize.
Thank you. Paul.
So, Chris, is it true that insulation makes your house more fireproof? I think the firemen are really in favor of because the cellulose that you put in the walls is fireproof. They put borax acid in it, and it makes it fireproof. So, is that true?
I'm not sure if anyone else, any of the other people on the call who are closer to that aspect of it, like who could answer that question?
Oh, I have another one too, an easy one. Okay, my second question is, do you do duct sealing?
Oh yeah, duct sealing can definitely be a part of the weatherization program as well. Yeah, we tend to just at a very high level talk about air sealing and insulation, but that applies to ducts as well. And so
that's
Chris
good.
McClellan, I see you have your hand up.
Chris, do you have an answer for Paul? I think you have to unmute, Chris.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can.
You can? Good. Yeah, so to Paul's first question, I have heard that as well from fire departments. And what I think factors into that statement is an old uninsulated house with empty walls is basically a house surrounded by chimneys. And we know fire heat likes to rise in a chimney. And so when you have an uninsulated house with empty walls, fire can spread very, very quickly. When you fill those walls with material, cellulose insulation as an example, it can greatly slow the spread of that fire.
Oh, wow. That's good. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Chris. Does anybody else on the council have any questions for Chris about the home energy assessment or the weatherization? Well, thank you, Chris, for providing that. I apologize again for the technical difficulties with the videos, but they will be posted alongside this presentation. At this point, we're going to, one other thing. We will be also posting a 1-page, maybe front and back 1-page, but 1-page customer information sheet on heat pump myth busting, on what is a home energy assessment, and also weatherization basics. And those will be made available online at the EEAC website, and the program administrators will also be distributing those to their partners, CFPs, and others that could use them when communicating with customers to help them engage with the program. So really appreciate the panel and Chris and the PAs putting this together.
it's a great informational opportunity for the Commonwealth. So thank you all, and we're going to stop the recording and move to the rest of our meeting.